Today's video is sponsored by Camel City Mill. Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today, and it's going to be a busy day and also challenging. We have a delivery coming, all of the building materials for the new building, and we need to figure a way to get all that back to the building site. All right, that was a quick and dirty job, and I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. We'll see. But we got the materials coming on a tractor trailer. I think it's a 36-foot trailer, so it's not super long, but we also have a 40-foot gooseneck trailer coming as well. I can get triaxles out here, no trouble at all. Tractor trailer, I'm not sure. So I widened this out as much as I can, thinking that he can pull way over there and then make the turn. We'll just have to see. Worst case scenario, we unload over by the house with a Moffett and he carries everything out sideways. We're just gonna have to see how this plays out. Because the trusses, they would be, yeah, they're 50 feet long, just the trusses. We'll see. I took the dump truck out and turned it around, and I saw a deer out there in the food plot, and I was pretty sure it was a buck. He took off. But check out these two videos and look at the timestamp. Holy smokes. That was way better than I dreamed. Bo's gonna come out to supervise. He's already turned around, Bo. He didn't even need you for that.
That's the truck.
The truck left about a half hour ago. Real nice driver, by the way. Real good driver as well. But that worked out perfectly. It did. Just that little bit extra room on that side made all the difference in the world. I still have my buddy Adam's roller. Maybe this afternoon I'll bring that out here, roll this all in. But yeah, I don't even have much ditch to clean out. Just a little bit right there. I'll probably wait until they bring the trusses. That's going to be either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. but it worked out good. Just a perfect fit. Just like Camel City Mill socks, they're a perfect fit because they stay up, they're super comfortable, they keep your feet warm in the wintertime, cool in the summertime, they wick sweat, 100% American made right down in North Carolina. They have a 10-year durability guarantee on socks. I will never, ever consider wearing another type of sock now that I started wearing Camel City Mill socks. They're that good. You know, I put my boots on each morning about 5:30 in the morning. They stay on till probably 8:30, sometimes even 9 o'clock at night. These keep my feet super comfortable. They're a fantastic product. And like I said, if you don't believe me, read through some of the comments from people that have bought these. They're a home run. They really are. But anyway, save 10% on my favorite work socks from Camel City Mill with code Morgans10. Link in the description. All right, we're gonna head out here and I'll show you what they brought. That truck pulled out of here at 10:18. I believe that's what time it was, 10:18 in the morning. And at 10:33, there were deer back in the food plot. They couldn't care less. But I think we've got everything here except the trusses. And like I said, they're 50 footers. They'll be here either later today or tomorrow morning. Here is the metal roofing right here. And by the way, the trusses, they're a little over 8'6" wide, so they're actually a permit load. He's got to go like a half hour, 45 minutes out of the way to bring them here because they're like 1.5 inches wider than what's legal. But we'll get them here. There's all the posts over there, 20 footers, I believe. Yeah, because the ceiling, we're gonna have 14 feet of clearance underneath there. Lumber. This is like the vapor barrier or whatever they call it that goes underneath the metal roof. I'm not even sure what that is. I don't know. These are all the concrete cookies that the posts sit on at the bottom of the hole. I think these are like some 2x12s, they feel like, on top here. I am so excited to get this building up and have everything under roof for the winter time. We're going to do the siding. We're going to put white pine on it, and we have to saw that on the sawmill. And I've mentioned before, metal would actually be better. It would, but I just like wood, and I think it's going to look fantastic out here. Plus, we're going to get a little creative on the inside. You'll see when we get to that point. I got some pretty cool ideas. This is going to be a multi-use facility out here. I'll just put it that way. I would say that's a pretty good load right there. That is cherry and maple. I'm gonna run this over to the firewood processor. That pile looked a lot bigger on the ground. I didn't think I'd get all that in one trip, but here we are. So I've had a pretty productive day so far. We got the road fixed up to get the materials in here. Got some firewood cut up. I also did some editing of some video because I was over at the house. I use that mobile, Ford has like a mobile service to change oils and things like that. And it doesn't cost anymore, so you don't have to go sit in a waiting room somewhere. And I have a bunch of Ford points from buying like the F600 and the Expedition. And so I get some free oil changes for a while. But they're doing my truck. Well, they did it. The F350, rotated the tires, all that. They send 2 guys out in a van, fully equipped. And you don't have to drive in traffic. And like I said, you don't have to sit in the waiting room, and it costs the same amount. I think I'm good. I'll have to check my Ford points, but probably at least 2, maybe 3 more oil changes. This truck, this F600, it'll just need 1 a year. I have used this so much. Firewood, stone, logs, dirt, rock, and I don't even have 700 miles on this truck so far. So I'm thinking this is going to be a once a year oil change rig right here. I figured the most I'd put on it was 7,000 miles a year. Probably going to be more like 5,000. We'll just have to see how things shake out. But every day I find more uses for this truck. So who knows? Boy, don't you wish it would just stay like this year round? The leaves look pretty good, nice and cool. Fall is in the air, and we're about a month away from 6 months of brown and gray, snow, rain, cold. So you got to enjoy this while you got it. That's at least, I don't know, 1.5 cords, probably 2 cords there, at least. All right, it is first thing in the morning. The driver just called. He's bringing the trusses. He'll be here in about 5 minutes. He called early, said he was on his way. But I'm gonna head over to neighbor Cliff's driveway. I got a flag just to kind of slow him down coming around this bend as he pulls in. This trailer, I think, is a 40-foot gooseneck, and the trusses are 50 feet long. It's going to be a pretty big load as well, but we should be all right. All right, there he is. Oh, they're long. Tell you what, that's a little tighter than the tractor trailer was. Beautiful. All right, I am just thrilled. Got everything delivered, staged perfectly. You know, they'll still be able to pull right in here. They'll have a trailer. I'm not sure if they're bringing a crane or not for the trusses. The smaller ones, they'll just use a skid loader with a boom on it, but they may be bringing a crane in for these ones. But they can pull right in here, back in there, get turned around, unload all their stuff. Got a nice work area. Should work out perfectly. Today is Tuesday. You're going to see this video on Thursday, and that's actually the day they're planning on starting on the building. I'm not sure if that'll happen or not, because it's like 100% chance of rain on Thursday. After that, it looks like it dries out a little bit. So either way, we got everything here. And once they get started, it's not going to take them long. It'll take me 10 times longer, probably more than that, to put all the siding on this building, to saw everything on the sawmill. But we'll get it done, and I'm super excited. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.